Hello friends, welcome back. Today we are going to discuss on web services testing. Okay, so before we start on how to test web services, let me give you some context on why we need web services, what is the use, and how to test soap-based web services and REST-based web services using soapui. So let's discuss about why we need web services first. Let us understand. Then probably we can take I'll walk through on the soap UI, how to load the REST-based project and soap-based project, right? So let's talk on need of web services. So generally now the most of the companies are exposing their web services for one or other reasons, right? So the advantages of web services is like it can easily interact and talk between systems, right? For example, this is my system A and this is my system B. So I want some details from B, or I want to push some data from system A to B, right? So how it is possible? Because these two are interconnected, means they don't see each other. Maybe this is in Windows based, this is in Unix based system, or the application which I am going to interact is developed on here it's .NET, here it's Java, right? So say this is Windows based and this is Unix system, right? So the advantage of web service is in respective of the technology that we use, irrespective of the operating system that we use, it works. It means what? You can easily transform or easily transfer data from system A to system B by using web services. Okay, yeah, that's the overall advantage of web services. It means irrespective of technology that you use, irrespective of system, irrespective of operating system, it works. You can easily exchange the data between two systems, not only two systems, interconnect multiple systems. You connect one more system, one more system here, or wherever. You can connect n number of systems and you can interact each other, right? So that's the beauty of web services. So when we say web services, we have two web services. One is soap based web services, other one is REST based web services. REST means representational transfer, right? So in these two way you can expose the system and you can easily transfer data from one system to other system. So mainly when we talk about web services, we deal with the methods. We deal with mainly get, right, and put, right, then post, and then delete. Mainly there are other methods also, but these are four we are going to use most of the cases in our daily activity. So we have web services, we deal with these methods, and also methods, right? And also we deal with some HTTP error codes whenever we are testing. That is 200, okay, right? Then 404 not found, right? Then 400 bad request, right? Then 500 internal server error, right? Then 503 503 what is that? Service unavailable, right? Then one more we have this purely when it comes to authentication. This is what HTTP errors code, and this is mainly authentication related errors, right? That is, one is 401 this is sorry, I'm done weak in spelling. Authentication failure, and one more is unauthorized, that is 403 unauth, right? Unauthorized. So what we have two types of web services, right? One is SOAP, other one is REST, right? So behind this there are so many things: Disco, UDDI, XST, where the XML validation will be put, and XML Vistal. I not going to talk or tell all those things on this video. Maybe I'll cover it in later theoretically. So this is purely I'm going to concentrate on how to test web services. So before we test web services, these are all the main things that you should know. One is, what is the advantages of the web services? It can easily interact with multiple systems. It can easily connect to the systems irrespective of their operating system technology used or whatever. Mainly we are going to use get, put, post, delete methods, and mainly we deal with error codes or like 200, 404, 400, 500, 503, and authentication related errors like 401 and 403. Let's discuss one by one all this, and also I'm going to cover in today's session, that is loading SOAP project, and one more REST project using what? SOAP UI as 2, right? So I hope now we are clear what we are going to do in this session. So this is what mainly required for anybody to test the web services. If you know this much, I'm sure you can test web services easily for any given services or any given visitor services. Okay, now let's move to SOAP tool. Before this, you have to install this in your system. Okay, let me create one new workspace, demo web service. Okay, now I got a new workspace. What I'll do now, since I loaded some Vistal project before coming to this session, we'll try to invoke the SOAP Vistal and REST Vistal, and we'll configure the project. We'll create some scenarios using the Vistal, and we'll run the suite from the soapui. That's the agenda set for the day. Okay, I hope we are clear till now. One is that the advantages of the web services is it can interact with between the systems, and there are two types of web services. One is SOAP and REST. There are four methods that we are going to deal with every day when it comes to web services, that is get, put, post and delete. Okay, and the main error codes that we are going to test are 200, 404, 400, 500, 503, and when it comes to authentication we deal with 401 and 403. Okay, let's start soapui. So these are all the visitor. Before you start web services, generally in project the team, middleware team or integration service side team, they publish the visitor file like this. You have to take the visitor and you have to load it. So today I'm going to take one of these visitor to demonstrate. Let me take project like okay, get location of place in UK, right? Copy this visitor, open soapui. You can download it easily from the soapui website. It's very easy. What you can do, probably go to type soapui download. Okay, then go to soapui.org, download latest release. Okay, so this is the latest release. Select Windows download and it will be ready. Okay, so I have already downloaded. Now what I'll do, I have created one new workspace. Here these are all the options that it provides. One is create empty project, other one is new soap project, new REST project, import project, import. All this I will show you how. Okay, now let's start about new soap project. As you clicked on new soap project, it provides window like this. So what, just now we copied the one visitor, right? So go to soapui, then paste it. Now this is loaded, right? See, to test this is up and running, right? So what you can do, click the visitor directly, right? When you click the visitor directly, it should give the XML like this. This is in XML format, right? So means XML only, right? So it's up and running. Okay, then copy paste the visitor, click on new soap project, window provides like this. Copy paste the visitor in initial visitor, project name you can change, UK location test, something like this. Then don't do anything, click on OK. If any errors are there in the visitor, it will give error itself, otherwise it will load like this, right? So now what we can do, these are all the sample, these are all the request which has inside the visitor. This visitor, this is the project, UK location, these are all the requests that we have. So now what we did, we got one visitor, one sample visitor, we clicked on the new soap project, pasted here, clicked on OK. If any errors are there in the visitor, it will give the error itself, it will not load. If no errors, it will load and it will provide all the associated requests inside that visitor project, right? Now let's click on one request. I have selected postal code, this one. See, this is the XML content of the soap. Here if we have any authentication that we have to give, we have to pass here like username and password. If any these all should be published in the visitor itself. If there is no authentication given, you don't have to give anything. If authentications are there, they will provide you the username and password. If you give any wrong username and password, what it does, it will validate. If any username and password are not matching, it will throw you the 401 authentication failure, Okay, then what is 403 then? 401 we clearly got to know that okay, I have provided username or password wrongly. What is 403 then? 403 is very simple. 403 is authorized person but not authorized to access this particular project. For example, I am working in a company. We are some 4-5 teams are there. All 4-5 teams running their own web services projects, but still we belongs to same company, same network, same group. What happens due to some restriction, my team cannot access the other team projects. They restrict, don't use it. Though we belong to same company, same employee, but they restrict to give the access, right? In such cases, still I am valid user of the same company, but I am not valid for using the project of the other team. So that is called, if I am trying to use their web service, right? They don't say you are 401, they say you are not, you are 403, because I am valid user, but you are not valid user to access my project, right? If they pass 401, that means I am not at all a valid user, right? So that is the slight difference we have, 401 and 403. 401, you are not at all, you should not use the service. 403, I am valid user but not valid user to access that particular project. I hope this is clear, right? So since this visitor doesn't have any authentication, we don't give any username and password, right? So if you have any attachment, you can add attachment by clicking here. It provides window where you can add the attachment, but this service doesn't support attachment, so leave it, right? So we are not giving authentication, we are not passing any attachment here. It's a just plain service request and response, right? So now let's try how it works. Now I am not giving any value. Okay, let me submit this. What it says 200, right? 200. Okay, means request submitted successfully. Since you are not provided any value, it is saying nothing. It's not giving any value because your request, this is request box, this is response box. Your request does not have any input data, so response, obviously you don't get any response, right? But request got submitted successfully, that's why we got 200. Okay, so this is one. Let me rename this empty request. Okay, after renaming this, what I'll do, I'll clone the request. Say for example to test one city, right? Just as of now we clone. As soon you clone, what it does, same set of XML it copy and replace, it will create one more and clone it, right? That's the clone actually. So now what we do, get some postal code. Okay, what I'll do, it's a UK, right? Let me take Manchester. Okay, this is Manchester postal code, and copy this. Okay, then place the postal code here. Let's see what it gives. So it's saying there is no search. I believe it's a 3 digits postal code. Let me see. Yeah, right. So we got something, Greater Manchester, and Greater Manchester, some 2 towns it fetched from this postal code, right? So check out, this is 200 because we got the success response, and here the details of the city's name. Right, now rename this to Manchester, whatever. Okay, now clone this one more. Okay, now let's try one more city. I'll try this Edinburgh. Okay, let me copy only 3 postal code Edinburgh, go back and replace Manchester code with this Edinburgh, right? Submit. Got it? Edinburgh, city of Edinburgh, this is what it is. So rename this to Edin, right? EGH, Edinburgh, right? So likewise you can go and let me Liverpool. Okay, copy this. What you can do, clone this, okay, and replace that with Liverpool, right? See, we got so many cities in that Liverpool, right? Rename this to Liverpool, right? So this is how you can test the web services and create the scenarios. This is what we call the scenarios and test cases. And always what we do whenever we test the web services, right, we also search test for not found scenarios. To do this, what we does always change the endpoint to something else and submit this, right? See, 404 file or directory not found. Go to check here, 404. Okay, that means this site is not found, means something wrong with the endpoint URL. What is wrong? We have added extra characters here, right? So that is what the 404 says. And 400 is something like, what I'll do here, let me see, it takes or not, I don't know, give some special character, clone request, okay, and submit this. Okay, it's coming, submit this. Okay, it's not validating, it's saying it means they are not validating this. Okay, so in that case we don't get 400, bad request. Maybe let me do this, remove one tag. Yeah, see what I just did, I removed one tag, that is HTML tag. It's showing not found, sorry, bad request, right? 400, bad request. So if I alter something here, not found, right? 1 2 3, that is not found. If I remove tag, that is bad request. Something went wrong. Okay, this is bad request, this is not found, right? So now I got 1 2 3 4 5 6 scenarios. So other scenarios are like 503 500, right? Basically 500 means this particular server, right, it's down, this is not up and running. This particular web services or the server which hosting this URL, right, it's down means due to some reason it's not up and running. That time we get internal server error or service unavailable, right? So this is what web services testing that we do normally. So what we can do, we just click on new soap project, load the visitor. Once there is no error in the visitor, it load the project like this. Then based on the request, you create a scenarios. Basically we validate bad request, not found, and success scenarios. And one more thing, you can, as soon you got the request, right, the right click the XML, just validate, you should get validation okay. For example, right, so what I do, I remove this HTML tag. See, it gives me error, tag is missing. Then replace the tag, right, Now validate again. It says okay. This is the basic check you have to do for any services. So I hope it's very clear that how to test web services, how to load the soapui to install project, how to create scenarios in normal web service testing, what and all we are going to deal with. I explained everything now. So one more thing I have to explain, that create a suite. Now till now what we did individual test case, right, like this. Now I want to run this in a bulk, right? I don't want to do it in a single selecting test cases and see the result. I want to create a suite for this. So what I can do, select a project, right click, okay, generate test suite, okay, select create, use existing request interface, don't select this, and only select the project which we have scenarios. In this case I have scenarios under the postcode here, right? Only select that one, click on OK, and rename whatever you want to name it, say demo, click on OK, right? So it create a suite, you can see that here, right? See, I have 1 2 3 4 5 6, we have 6, right? If you want to rename all of them again as per this, you can still do that, right click and rename whatever, not found or whatever, okay. Now select. So if any error is there, right, it will give you here only, some red color will come. Now since we got all the test cases ran successfully, there is no error, so that's why there is no red, okay. And see the result. See, this is the test case that we ran, right? And this is what it is, right? So how we did here, same, it ran and it got this same response here also. This is how we can create a suite. You can run multiple times, test on demand, and you can stop, you can loop the kind of test cases by iterations wise and all that. And you can also set the load. Here we have option load and security, right? Basically here what you do, you create a dummy load, right? Threads, number of thread means 5 times it will run the same suite, right? This is kind of performance that we are going to see it, maybe trafficking towards the site, or each response, how many times it's means once we submit the request, what is the response time, and all that we can monitor here. Basically this is very useful when we have to do a performance test, right? So it loop 5 times and delayed by 1 second, right? This is how we test the performance. Once it's complete, right, it generates the report, and you can if you see the delay, or if you see a particular request is taking a lot of time than expected, probably all that request you can share it to a team, right? See, this is starting time, this is ending time, right? So this is what how we can do performance test by using soapui, right? So this is all about soap based project. Here we learn how to load the project, okay, how to create the project, and how to run performance testing. Right now, let me save all project. Say example, I'll create in a soap project. Under this I will save this. Okay, now since we done this, now try to import the project. See, just now I saved under this, right? Import it. You get it got imported, right? Earlier we have only one, now we have whatever we saved with suit, with performance, right? Everything got imported. That's how we can import the project. Now let's move on to REST based project. Right, till now by using SOAP we understood all this. Right, now let's talk about REST. Right, the difference between SOAP and REST is SOAP is XML visitor based. REST doesn't have visitor. It's a JSON format and it's a lightweight. Theoretically there are so many things. I suggest you please go through the difference between REST and SOAP based. But now let's start doing testing on REST based service. So I have some REST URL also. This is what it is. Let's try. I don't know what it is. Let's try how it works. So what we can do now, click on file, click on new REST project. You have to give URI, right? So this is what the URI. Click on OK. So as soon as you submitted this, right, this is get country all. Okay, let's see. So method is get, right, submit this. The content or not in XML. Okay, it's in JSON because it's not XML based, right? So it's JSON. So basically it's giving us ISO code with the country, right? All country names, right? This is what REST based project, right? Again, same way. Try to validate the invalid. Try to validate these error codes. 404, 400, 500. It remains same. So again, you rename the test case, right? Then clone it. Say not found. Okay. Here you change the URI to something else. Try to submit, right? Something is happening, I don't know. So yeah, it's saying 200. Why it's not valid, right? It's not valid. It's some junk it's giving. Okay, so if it's a success, we should get like this. That's what it is, right? So yeah, this is what REST based and SOAP based project. How we can test using SOAP UI, how we can create a suite once we are ready with our scenario, how we can do a performance test, security test. Basically when we have HTTPS authentication and all that security layer, then we can do that also. Okay, I hope we are good, we are clear with all the testing concept of web services. I hope this video will be very helpful for the beginners or who want to test web services. Thanks for watching. Thank you.